Hi everyone, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. I hope all are doing well. And yes, yesterday we done with a one demo session. People who are not able to join yesterday's session, please go through with the video recording which is available in our YouTube channel. Okay, so if you are part of WhatsApp group, yes, we already shared all the details over there. Please go through with that. We discuss about the introduction of Power BI, what is BI, how it is helping to the business to analyze our data and benefits of Power BI, 7 pillars of Power BI, versions of Power BI. These concepts we discussed yesterday. So that is very, very important. We should know the basics first. Okay, so basics is very, very important. Why? Because you should know what it is, right? So that's why please go through with that. And today we are in our second demo session. Before going to start today's session, let's go through with the formalities, few things we have here. Let's go through with that about like a batch and then all the stuff. And then we'll start today's session. Okay, so as you already know, so new batch started. It is going to be a weekend, Saturday and Sunday. The timing will be 6 p.m. IST to 7:30 p.m. IST. Okay, so I'll move on to the second slide. You can see all the details here. If you have any questions, concerns, please reach out to the support team. Here we have a contact details. Please reach out them. As I mentioned, yesterday it started and today is the second session. And first two sessions are free sessions. Okay, so from third session, the Zoom meeting link will be changed. So that link will be shared with the only paid students. So people who are enrolled for the course, they are going to receive a new Zoom link. Okay, through mail. And first session, yes, first demo session we are uploading in our YouTube channel that already we shared. Okay, so second demo session recording will be available only for enrolled people. Okay, and no batch shifting, no amount refunded. Please make sure about it. And for session updates and all, please join WhatsApp group. Okay, so all the announcements will be there. So about codes and even the whatever concepts we are discussing daily. Yes, daily we are sharing audio recording over there. You can go through with that what we are discussing on day to day. Okay, day to day in the sense like a Saturday, Sunday. Okay, so all the session recordings and notes will be available like accessible through LMS. So people who are enrolled for the course, they are going to get the access for LMS, and yes, you can access recordings and class note as well. And support team, as I mentioned, support team will be available Monday to Saturday between 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. IST. You can reach out these contacts. Please take a note somewhere, the no contact details. So it will help you if you have any questions, concerns, please reach out them. Okay. So even once the class started, yes, before also I'll ask like any questions, concerns. I'll spend for 5 to 10 minutes for the questions in each session. So yes, you can talk here as well. Okay, so here we have a social media links. Please follow that. So you will get to know all the upcoming batches. If we are starting any new batches, like other technologies also, yes, we are posting over there. So if you are interested, yes, you can go through with that, or else you can share with your colleagues, friends, family members with them. Okay, with them. Cool. So yes, before going to start today's session, any questions, concerns on yesterday's session about introduction? So we just gone through with that introduction of BI. So who are ready to talk with me? I'll just ask few questions based on the previous session. So who's ready to talk with me? Raise your hands. I'm not going to ask some other questions which are not covered yesterday. Okay. I'll ask the questions based on yesterday concept only. Who is ready to talk with me? Please raise your hands. Come on. So every day it is going to be like this. Okay. So I'll ask you some questions on previous session. So I can get to know how much you guys are able to take it. Okay. So that is very, very important. I can explain. Okay. I can explain non-stoply with continuously 1.5 hours, 2 hours. But I should know how much you are able to take, right? So that is very, very important. If you're not able to take, then it's no use, right? Even though I covered everything. So that's why please follow few things, okay, which I'm mentioning here. That is very, very important and it is going to be help you a lot. Okay, the first thing, please maintain notes. Please maintain your own notes. Even though we are providing note, but good to maintain from your end. So that will help you when you're attending interviews. Why? Because it's not possible to go through with the recordings, right? For example, tomorrow I have an interview. Is it possible to go through with all the recordings? No, right? If I have a note with me, which I prepared myself, yes, it's very easy to recall all the stuff. Correct. Please maintain that. That is very, very important. Second point is you have to spend 1 hour a day. Okay. 1 hour a day to practice Power BI, whatever we are discussing. While we are going through with the class, it looks like a very easy. It looks like a very easy, but if you are not practicing, then you lost that. Definitely you lost that. Okay. So these two are very, very important. So these two will help you a lot. Okay. So these two will help you to get their job immediately. These two will help you, to sustain in the market. Who is ready to talk with me? I didn't see any hand raise. I don't know, whether you guys are feeling shy to talk here or how it is. Okay, that's fine, no problem. Let's continue with our today's session. Okay, so yes, so today we are going to start. We are entering into the Power BI desktop. Okay, so overview of desktop and various data connections. Overview of Power Query Editor. We'll discuss these three stuffs. Okay. So before going to start this, I just want to show you the the download process first. You have to install the Power BI desktop. I'm just giving the link here. Okay. So please download that. Let me place here. Even this link was mentioned in PPT also. Okay. So I just shared the link and just come down and click on download. So it will get the download immediately, and then you can start installing that. Okay. If you want to know about the versions and all, yes, if you come down, so you can see here all the details. As I mentioned, every month we are going to have updates on the Power BI. Don't worry, is it required to download every month? No, it's not required. If you have a license, automatically it will get updated. Okay. So don't worry about it. I hope it is clear. It's very easy. It's pretty easy. Please try to download this. Okay, please try to download this. And the one more thing I have to mention, people who are using Mac, this link is not going to be this download is not going to be work. We don't have a Mac version Power BI. So if you want, please go through with there are some other stuff which needs to install. Okay. So then only you can install the Power BI in Mac version. There are some YouTube links which are available how to download Power BI for Mac version. Okay, please go through with that, people who are using that. If it is Windows, yes, it's very pretty easy. You can just download and then install that. It's not going to be ask any information. Okay, so once you downloaded the Power BI, so you can see the icon like this. So see, this is how it is. Once it is downloaded and installed into your system, you can see like this. Just click on this. So the Power BI is opening now in my local system as I already installed. Okay, so this is how it looks. The welcome page, and if you click on blank report, it will take us into the Power BI desktop, and which will allow us to build a report. Okay, this is how it is. Okay, so yes. Let's go through with the, as I mentioned, we'll go through the overview first. This is how the Power BI desktop layout will looks. And you can see here the 4 icons. Okay, so 4 views. Definitely we are going to have an interview question on it. So how many views are available in Power BI desktop? So 4 views are available. A reporting view, data view, you can say data view or table view. Okay, and modeling view and DAX query view. So this DAX query view is introduced recently. Recently in the sense in the month of April they introduced. April 2024. Okay. So before we have only 3 tabs. One is reporting view, table view and modeling view. And in the month of April 2024, they introduced DAX query view also. So what we can do with the each tab, just go through this. So reporting view is going to be help us to add all the visuals. Okay, so it will help us to add a visuals. You can see here on the right hand side, if you expand this, you can see all the visuals. These are all basic visuals which are available. Okay, if you want more visuals, yes, we can download from market as well. We can download from market as well. Okay, and there is a one more stuff also. So data, here it will represent all the tables, whatever we loaded into Power BI desktop. Right now, we didn't loaded any data. We didn't connect to the any data sources. That's why it is showing empty. Okay, so here we can see all the tables and columns information. And this is a filter pan, and filter pan also, yes, definitely we are going to have an interview question on it. Okay, so how many types of filters we have? We have a three types of filters, three levels of filters. One is filter on the visual, filter on this page, filter on all pages. We can say report level filter, page level filter, visual level filters. Okay, three types of filters are available. Right now, we can see only two filters, correct? A filter on this page and filter on all pages. It's called reporting level and page level. You can say reporting level, page level. Why we are not able to see the other one? Why? Because we didn't added any visual here. Once we added any visual, see the third one is enabled. Filter on this visual. Okay, so what is the purpose of these three? So if I apply any filters, if I add any filters in the sense, for example, country, we have a USA, UK, India, and Canada or something like that. So if I filter, if I selected only India, I just added the country column and selected only India, then this visual is going to represent only India information. So same filter if I applied on page level. So in this page, all the visuals will represent only India data. Okay. So filter on all pages. If I apply here, if I add that country here and selected only India, entire report, even though if you add a n number of pages, for example, I added 5 pages here like this. Okay. 5 pages like this I added. So you can see here page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4. I added 5 pages here. All the 5 pages will show only India data. Okay, so that's how the filters will work. Okay, we'll go through with the practical stuff. You can understand more. Okay, this is just like a overview kind of. Okay, we're just going through with the stuff. I'm just going to introduce all the options which are available. Okay, on high level. So this is a table view. It looks like a columns and rows kind of. Okay, columns and rows kind of. So let me load some data. Then you can see the. Yeah, let's sales information. So I'm just loading the data here. It's taking some time. It's showing here how much data is loaded. You can see here. Yeah. So yes, so this is how data looks. Okay, in table view, we can see data in the columns and rows. So these are all columns, product ID, date, GIP, units, revenue. These are all columns. And that the down one is data, or rows we can say. Okay, columns and rows, like how we can see data in Excel files. In the same way, we are going to have data in table view also. Okay, and as I mentioned, you can see here the table and the columns. Okay, in data, right side at the data level, you can see the tables. If I loaded 10 tables, yes, 10 tables data it will show. Data in the sense columns and the measures it will show. If I add a calculated columns, calculated measures, yes, it will show that as well. Okay, so here also you can see the same info. And the next one is modeling view. This is modeling view, like the way we are giving relationship between the tables. So here in this place, we are going to give the relationship to the between the tables. Okay, so here DAX query, which will help us to run a DAX query and see the results. For example, I want to see the top 5 sales. You can just write the code here, DAX function here, and you can evaluate here. It looks like it's like a SSIS kind of. In SSIS also, we can execute the code, not SSIS, sorry for that. One minute. So there also we can execute the codes and then we can see the results, right? In the same way we can see. Okay. So if I click on MySQL, SQL, Microsoft SQL Server. Okay. Microsoft SQL Server Management. So how this is helping? We can query the tables and we can see the results over there. So in the same way, we can write a DAX functions here. We can see the results. Okay, we can analyze the results. Okay, so for that, so this DAX function, the DAX query will help in that way. Okay, so just for the purpose of validating our DAX queries, we can validate here itself. We can see the results. If that is the results which is we are expecting, then yes, you can pass that code to calculated columns or measures based on the requirements. Okay, so let's move into the next concept. So overview of desktop is completed. Various data connection. Let's talk about what kind of data connections we can do. So in Power BI desktop, if you go home tab and click on get data option, then you can see all the data sources what we can connect. All the data sources what we can connect. You can connect Excel workbooks, you can connect Power BI semantic models, you can connect data flows, Dataverse, SQL Server, analysis services, text, CSV files, web, OData feed, blank queries, Power BI templates, apps. If you click on more, it will show the more details over there. See, JSON files, folders, PDF, Parquet file. Okay, you can connect any kind of, see, you can see lot of stuff here. So here segregation is also there. So files means Excel workbooks, text, CSV, XML, JSON, folders, PDF, Parquet file sales, SharePoint folders. So these are all we can connect. If you go with the databases, here you can see all the databases, whatever we can connect. Okay, there are n number of data connections. Okay, not only SQL. Okay, there are other databases also. Okay, you can see Snowflakes here, Impel. Okay, Amazon Redshift, Sybase database, MySQL database, IBM NetJeb, IBM Infomix. So there are n number of Oracle database, IBM DB2 databases. Okay, so there are a n number of even SAP HANA databases also. People who have access, people who are already working. Okay, if you have access for the SAP, yes, you can try to connect from this. Okay, but in real time, mostly we are not going to get the access for the ERP systems. If we are a developers, if we are BI developers, we are not going to get the access for ERP system. We are not, usually we are not going to connect to the directly to ERP system. Why? Because, so if you write a big codes here, if you are trying to extract millions of records or trillions of records, so in that time, the load burden will be happen on ERP systems. So ERP systems are front-end applications, so it shouldn't impact, right? It should be always up and running. So that's why we are not going to get the access for the ERP systems. The data will be, the ERP system data, whatever is there, that will be available in our databases, backend databases. And for that, we are going to get the access in real time. In real time, we usually do that. Okay, we used to connect databases only. We are not going to connect any ERP systems. Okay, very, like, I can say 1%, even I didn't see, like, in my experience, even with my colleagues also, I checked with them. So we didn't connect it to the ERP systems directly. Okay. First of all, we don't have access for it. Okay. We are using SAP. Okay. But we don't have access for it. Okay. So the data will be laid down in the, like, databases. And from there, we are fetching data into Power BI. Okay. So the next one is Microsoft Fabric. Microsoft Fabric, in the sense, here you can see the semantic model, what it is. We'll discuss that. Okay. Data flows, what it is, data marts, warehouses, lakehouse, SQL database, KQL database, what it is. So we'll talk about it. Okay. We'll talk about it in the sense we are not going to touch these concepts. Okay. So I'll show you how to connect to the data semantic model, and lakehouse, warehouse, these are all required the credentials. Okay. If someone have a credentials for this, please share with us. I'll show you how we can connect. Okay. But we can connect in the same way how we are doing for the databases. Okay. I'll show you how we can load data from post Excel sheet. Okay. So I just selected the Excel workbook, and one more thing. So you can see here most commonly used data source. Okay. So Excel workbook, yes, we are using. SQL Server, yes, we are using. Enter data, yes, we are using. Okay. And there are others also, like a CSV files, text CSV files. Very rare cases, we go with the analysis service. Okay. Web, yes. SharePoint locations, yes, we are connecting to the SharePoint locations also. Okay. So I'll show you a few things here. So let's go through with that, how we can load the data from different sources. So right now, I'm just selecting the Excel workbook. So it will look for the, we have to browse the location. We have to browse the location. So this data folder, whatever I have, so this data folder, I'll share with you guys. Okay, not now. So once we discuss the project, I'll share this data folder also with you. So it's contain the international sales information. Okay, so we are working on that data only. So I'll share these files with you guys. And once we discuss the project. Okay, so this is going to be our project in till end. Okay, so let's select US sales folder. So here I have a BI dimension sheet, like an Excel file. You can see here Excel files. So if I do with the all files, I can see one more file also, which I loaded already, sales. So this is a CSV file. So that's why it didn't show. So when I choose with the Excel files, it didn't show. Why? Because it's a CSV file. Okay, so right now I'm loading Excel file. Click on open, and it will ask. Okay, it will show all the sheets. If it is contain one sheet, well and good, we can directly load that. But it's contain the multiple sheets. That's why it is asking whether you want to load all the sheets or only few things. So I want to load all of sheets. Let's select them. And you can see here some options. Load, transform data, and cancel. So if I click on load, it will load the data and stay in Power BI desktop, like how we did for sales in the same way. Okay. If I click on transform data, so it will take me into Power Query editor. One more window will get open. See, let me click on transform data. Let me click on transform data. Here we are not loading data. We just moved into Power Query editor. See, you can see on the top, Power Query editor. You can see on the top. Okay, so yesterday we talked about it. Power Query editor is a ETL tool for Power BI, which will help us to do, it will help us to connect multiple sources, extract the data from multiple sources, do the transformation based on the requirements, and load the data into Power BI desktop. It is a ETL tool. E stands extract, T stands transform, L stands load. Okay, so I'm stressing a lot on this concept. Why? Because this is very, very basic. This is very, very important. People who are coming from non-IT background, okay, so for them, it is, I'm just keeping, keeping them in mind. And then that's why I'm stressing a lot here. People who are already working with the data, it's very easy for them. So they might feel bored, but so I have to consider all the students here. That's why I'm stressing a lot here. Okay, so ETL stands extract, transform, load. So here we have a ETL tool called Power Query Editor, which will help us to do this ETL process. Okay, so here and check this. You can see here the data. So did we loaded the data? No, we didn't loaded the data. See, you can see here still we have only sales file. We not yet loaded the data. We just extracted, we just connected to the data source and we extracted data into Power Query Editor. We not yet loaded. Okay. So this is a Power Query Editor. Let me introduce a Power Query Editor as well. So here you can see on the left hand side all the tables. Okay, all the tables, whatever we loaded, you can see. So in middle, you can see all the data related to that specific table, and it is in columns and rows. How we can see like a Excel sheets in Excel file. In the same way, we can see here also. Okay, even though you loaded data from SQL Server, it looks like this only. Okay, and right hand side, you can see properties. Here the names. Yes, we can change. If you want to change the table name, yes, you can change here. Okay, and down you can see applied steps. So applied step, whatever transformation you are doing on this specific table, all the transformations will step out here. Means it will register the step here. Okay, so by default, once you loaded the data into Power BI, by default, system will perform some activities. System will perform some transformations. Okay, so we just connected to the source and you can see here promoted header. This is one type of transformation. And change type, that is also one type of transformation. It got registered automatically. System did this. Okay, so if it is not doing, we have to do ourselves. Okay, but few things system will do automatically. I hope it is clear how we can load data from Excel files. I hope it is clear. Any questions, concerns till now, whatever we discussed? Please raise your hands if you have any questions. Any questions, concerns, please raise your hands. Yes, Manjunath. Now we are allowed to talk. Please unmute.
Hi, ma'am. Good evening.
Hey, hi. Yes. Tell.
Load means it will load whatever available in the data, is it?
Yes, yes. Whatever is available on the source file, it will load.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Any questions, concerns? Yes, Lakshmi Priya.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Hey, hi, good evening. Yes.
Yeah, actually, do we get the link of this Power BI installation, this thing post the meeting?
Yes, I already shared that. Yes, let me do that once again. You can copy that. So I placed in chat box.
Okay.
Okay, so I enable the chat box also. If you have any questions, concerns, you can use chat box as well. People who are not able to talk here, yes, you can do this also. Cool, that's it, Lakshmi Priya.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep. Any questions, concerns, please raise your hands. Lakshmi Priya, I see hand raised till. Okay. Thanks. Cool. So let's talk about the other data source. So it's not only Power BI desktop. Okay. So from Power Query Editor also. So Power BI can handle 2 GB data. Okay. So more than that also it can handle, but the performance will get reduced. Amrita Priyadarshan, is it clear? Okay, so it will handle till 2 GB, so the performance will be good. So if you load more than 2 GB, then yes, definitely the performance will get reduced. Okay. Yeah, thanks. So we have optimization techniques. Okay, so we have optimization techniques, and then even based on workspace also, based on workspace, we have a premium workspaces are there, right? So if you have a premium workspaces, yes, it will allow more than that also. Okay, it depends on the capacity workspace also. ETL tool is not required as we have already Power Query editor here. Okay, Power Query editor itself, it's a ETL tool. Is it clear, Amrut? Amrut Priyadarshi? So we don't need specific ETL tool for it. Okay, as we have this. Cool. So yes, so it's not only from the Power BI desktop, we can connect multiple sources from Power Query editor also. Okay, so let me show you how we can connect to the CSV files. So text and CSV file. And here few things are very, very important while you are taking data from CSV file. Okay, so yeah, so let me do one thing. I'll show you first this sales one. And as we already loaded that, but yeah, I just want to show the few properties here. Okay, that's why I just again selected the same CSV file. Okay, so you can see here file origin. This is fine. It's not required to change anything here. So delimiter. So in CSV files, delimiter is very, very important. Not only in this file, in any CSV file, delimiter is very, very important. So if it is colon, comma, equal sign, semicolon, space, tab. If any one of this delimiter is there in your CSV file, so automatically system will recognize and it will pick that. Okay, so I didn't select the comma, but automatically system did that. Correct. So if it is delimiters falls in between this, like a tab, space, semicolon, equal sign, comma, or colon, any one of this delimiter, then system will automatically recognize and it will divide the data based on delimiter. Okay, so if it is not, if it is not listed here, then you have to go with a custom. Okay, you have to go with the custom. See, once I selected the custom, see, instead of having a multiple columns here, it just gone with the originality, column one only, product ID, date, JIP, units, revenue. Okay, so if I can go with a custom and then say this also. Okay, so this way also, see, now it is segregated. So not only comma, so if it is at, sometimes at symbol also can be delimiter. Yes, if you pass this, based on that, it will segregate. So right now in my data, it is comma. It's not the at. So see, I just gave the at, it is not segregating. If I give a comma, then yes, it is segregating data based on the delimiter. See, product ID, date, JIP, units, revenue. So this is a very, very important property for this. So, and one more thing, data type detection, you can see here, based on first 200 rows. If you want to entire data selection, yes, you can do this also. Okay. Sometimes it's good to go with the entire data set. Why? Because we don't know how in Excel file, right? Some data might be in integer, some data might be in text. Okay, string. Okay, what is string? What is integer? We'll discuss that. Okay, we'll discuss that as well. Okay, integer in the sense it's a number. Okay, string in the sense characters, A to Z. Okay, there will be a special characters also like a at, comma, semicolon, question mark. These are all special characters also there, right? So those also comes in a data. Okay, so see, it is taking a long time. So that's why we usually go with the first 200 rows. Okay, we go with the first 200 rows. Why? Because in real time, we are going to work with the millions of records. Okay, if there are any data issues, we'll get the error definitely while loading data into Power BI desktop. And there, yes, you can recognize that where you are getting an error, and then you can rectify that instead of doing this. Okay, so this way also we can work, but it will take a long time to analyze the entire all the records. Okay, so understand, instead of like reading 200 records is easy, but reading a millions of records is very difficult. Correct. So that's why. I hope it is clear. I hope it is clear. So I didn't load it again. Why? Because already I have this sales information. That's why I just canceled that. If you click on OK, so that again one more time that this table will get loaded. Okay, so that's how we can load data from CSV file, text files. Okay, so web means SharePoint location. If you have a SharePoint location, I will just place here URLs and click on OK. Automatically the file will get loaded and it will show in this way. Okay, so let me show the database. So database. So if you select the like a SQL Server database, how we are connecting to this? In the same way, we can connect Oracle, IBM, any database. In the same way, just server name and database name. If you have a code, yes, you can place that code and then connect. Let me show you SQL Server database. And in the same way, you can connect other databases as well. Okay. So let's click on connect. I have a SQL Server credentials. That's why I'm going through with this. Manjunath, I'm not getting your question. Okay, so please wait some time. Okay, I'll get some time for the questions and then we'll discuss about that. Okay, so I have my SQL Server in my local system. I'm just opening that. I'll show you what details we have to provide for this. People who have SQL Server access, people who are already working, okay, they might have SQL Server access, right? Who are working with the data. Yes, you can use that. Okay, so this is a server name. You can see here server name. This is my server name. Let me copy that and place here server. Okay, and it's here. And database. What is database? So once I connect it to this server, and I can see here databases, and these are all my databases. These are all my databases. I can just provide anything like so let me control, okay, control C, and I can provide database. So this is optional. This is optional. Okay, it's not mandatory to provide the database name here. And you can see here data connectivity modes. Definitely we are going to have an interview question here. Okay, what kind of data connectivity modes we have? One is import, the other one is direct query. What is the difference between import and direct query? So let's 1 minute, I'll just open one file here to explain that. Where do I have? Okay. Yeah, here I have. Here we go. Okay, so here I just list down some information about import versus direct query. Okay, so first talk about the what is import, what is direct query. So import is going to be help us to like know what it is going to do. We are connecting to the database and we are loading data into Power BI desktop. Okay, we are loading data into Power BI desktop. Whenever you are doing some filter from slicing, dicing, then in that time, what it will do, it is not going to be interact with the server. It just interact with the Power BI itself. The data where it is loading, it is loading into Power BI desktop. It has a in-memory concept. It has a in-memory concept. There it is storing the data and it just interact with that and then give the results. Okay, so direct query. So direct query, what it is doing, it is not loading data into anywhere. Okay, it just connecting to the server, and whatever you are doing in front end, like a slicing, dicing, or else whatever it is. So it will, every time it will interact, it will connect to the server, it will interact with the database, it will interact with the table, and it will give the results. It will for example, you are trying to get the see the data for India. Okay, India sales amount. And once you selected the India, it will go and connect to the server and fetch the data and give back to the results in front end. So that's how it is. Okay, so that's how it is. So in that case, which is the better option when we have to go with the import, when we have to go with the direct query? So import is a good option. Okay, why? Because performance wise is it's a very good option. So when you have a huge data, trillions of records, okay, so for millions of records, yes, it will support. Okay, if you want to interact with the trillions of record, and then live data, if you want to showcase live data in the sense, so for example, every minute the data is updating in databases, then yes, immediately you have to show that data into Power BI desktop. Then in that case, yes, go with the Power Query, direct query. Okay, go with the direct query. I hope it is clear, the import and direct. So there are advantages and disadvantages. Okay, if you go with this document, you can see the advantages and disadvantages. Okay. Advantages of using Power BI direct query. Okay, data timing. As I mentioned, we are going to have a live data. We are going to have a live data, less storage. Yes, performance wise it will be impact, but the storage, yes, as I mentioned, 2 GB, 3 GB, like that, no. So the storage wise it's very less. Why? Because it's not loading data into Power BI itself, it's just connecting to the services, like a servers. Okay, so disadvantages of using Power BI direct query. Slower performance, as I mentioned, every time it is going to be interact with the server, and it is fetching the data, it is looking for the data, and it is giving results to back to Power BI. Okay, less storage. So less storage, as I mentioned, no cache means, okay, not having to store that like whatever we are doing. It's not storing anywhere. Okay, always it is interacting with the servers only. Okay, import, it has a lot of advantages, like a performance wise, it's like a awesome. Why? Because it is connecting, interacting with the in memory itself. It's not connecting every time the servers. Okay, in memory itself, the data is laying, and then it is very easy to get the results. Okay, greater functionality. Okay, it has a greater functionality and multiple data sources. Yes, we can connect multiple data sources. And recently they introduced composite model. Before, okay, I think so, before 2020 or 2019. Before that, if we connect direct query, if you are not if you connect, if you are taking a direct query option, you can't connect any other sources, any other data sources. Okay, so if you connect it to the direct query option, if you go with the direct query option, you cannot load data from any other sources. You can connect only one data source if you are going with a direct query. But recently they introduced composite model, yeah, in 2020. In the December 2020, they released composite model. They released composite model, which is going to be help us to connect multiple sources. Okay, but before 2020, if we go with the direct query option, there is no other way to connect any other data sources. Okay, that is very big drawback for it. Okay, so I hope it is clear. So as I mentioned, the disadvantages of import model is data size limit. As I mentioned, 2 GB, we can till 2 GB, the file will work very well. Okay, the performance wise, it's very good. But if it is more than 2 GB, then yes, definitely the performance will get impact. Okay, delayed data. So here we are not refreshing every minute. Here we are not refreshing every hour. Once the data get refreshed, then we are going to get the latest data available in import model. But in direct query model, every minute the data will get updated. Okay, as we connect it to the servers. Security wise, yes, direct query is a bit bit difficult. Why? Because right, the data security is very, very important. Okay, so that's the reason they restricted to connect only one data source if you go with the direct query. After that, they enhanced, and then now the composite model got introduced. So please go through with this document. Definitely we'll get the interview question on it. Okay, import and then direct model. Okay, so which is better? Definitely they will ask 3 to 4 questions on it. Okay, so please go keep it with this document with you, and then yes, please go through with this document as well while you are going for the interviews. Okay, I hope it is clear. Any questions, concerns? Please raise your hands. Any questions, concerns? Please raise your hands. Any questions, concerns, please raise your hands. All good? Cool. So, yeah, I see hand raised. Yes, Manjunath?
Yeah. Hi, ma'am.
Yes. Your voice is breaking. I think so. Your network is not good. Please check your network.
It is
No,
now.
Manjunath, your voice is breaking. Your voice is breaking. Manjunath, are you there? Hello. Manjunath, are
Ma'am,
you there?
yeah, yeah. Is that okay now?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. Slight disturbance with the network, so it got reconnected. With Power BI desktop, right? Only we have a limitation of 2 GB data to load to analyze, is it? Something I missed.
Yes, yes, yes. It will allow, but performance will get reduced. Performance will
So,
get reduced. So see, 2 GB it's very big amount of data. Okay. It's very big amount of data. Okay, don't worry about it. Usually we worked on the file like 650 MB or something like that. So very rare cases. So we go with the 2 GB. Very rare cases. Okay.
and with the load option, it will load SQL data to the
Import
particular.
option. With the import option, you
Yeah,
can go
sorry.
with the
Yeah, import.
2 GB.
Import. It will load the data onto the Power BI desktop, correct?
Yes. So if you go with the direct query, it's not going to consider about we don't have any limitation there data side. Why? Because it's a direct connection. We are not loading data into Power BI. We are just connecting direct to the source.
Okay. So, Power BI desktop, that version, right? It can be installed on a server, or it is on only
No,
client.
in our local desktops. It's not
Oh, okay,
required to install and service.
okay, okay, okay. That was okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. I hope it is clear. So let's move on to our concept. Important direct query. So same credentials we have to provide. Okay, important direct, there is no different. So I just go through the import. So the next option is advanced option. So command timeout in minutes, you have to provide. You have to provide some numbers like 60 minutes or 120 minutes or something like a 20 minutes or something. Okay, why? Because sometimes servers might get slowed down. So in that case, so usually the default time will be 10 minutes. It will wait for the 10 minutes. If it is not connected within the 10 minutes, it will throw the error. while we schedule the reports in Power BI desktop, Power BI surveys, so it will wait for the 10 minutes. If it is not connecting within the 10 minutes to data sources, it will get failed. Refresh will get failed. So that's why it's good to provide always command timeout like a 60 minutes or 120 minutes or 80 minutes or something like that. So what it will do, it will wait till that time. If it is not connected, then it will throw the error. Okay. Sometimes servers might get slowed down, right? So in that cases, it will help. Okay. So mostly it will connect within a minute. Okay. Within a minute, it will connect, but very rare cases. So it's good to provide this information. And the next option is SQL statement. So SQL statement here, what we have to do, we have to provide our select statement. Select statement in the sense, people who know SQL, yes. So you already know about it, right? Like how we can extract the data from SQL, select star from the table name, or else select column list and then table names, or else where clause. If you want to provide where clause, yes, joins you can do. Okay, there are like a basic concepts are there. Okay, so that's why I mentioned it's good to know SQL. It's good to know SQL. So if you know SQL, it's not like, it's not required to depend on someone else. Otherwise, you have to depend someone and then ask them to provide the code for the data based on your requirement. Okay, if you know SQL, you can directly write a code and then use that. Otherwise, you have to depend on someone else. Correct. So it's very easy. SQL language is very easy. So people who are interested, please learn that. It will add a huge amount of weightage to your resume. Okay. So yes, so here we are passing our code. So if I'm not providing here the database, what will happen? It will connect to that server and it will check the code which we have written here, which we wrote here. So for that code, it will check in all the databases, So if you provide the database, yes, it's easy. It just go into the database, check for the table. That's it. Correct. So if I'm not providing any database, any code here, so I don't know. I know only table name. Okay. I know server name and table name. Don't worry. You can just click on OK. It will give all the details, all the databases, whatever you have access. Here it is showing all the databases. Why? Because I have access for these are all. So that's why it is showing in real time. We are not going to have access for all the databases. We are going to have a access only for required databases and required tables only. Okay. So right now, so this is my destination, like, this is my source, like a source database. I just expanded that. I can see all the tables, whatever I have. Okay. So all the tables, whatever I have, I can just select like this. I can just select like this, all the tables, whatever I want to load. Okay. So this will also we can do. It's not required to know, must and should to know the code. You know the table, yes, just go with this and then click on OK. Automatically, the table will get loaded into Power BI desktop. Not load, sorry, Power Query Editor. Just extract the data into Power Query Editor. Okay. So this is how we can load data from databases. In the same way, if you are using Oracle database, same way, same process you have to follow. So if you come here and click on Oracle database and connect, it will ask same stuff. So right now it is not supporting. Why? Because I don't have this Oracle client one. Okay. So people who have, yes, please go there. See server name, it is asking import direct and then advanced option. Okay. Please use that. So other databases also we used to connect in the same way. I hope it is clear. I hope it is clear. So the next one is, I want to show multiple files, how we can load the multiple files. Okay. So for example, you are working with the operations team, you are working with the finance reports. Okay. So you are working with the finance reports. So finance reports usually they will upload monthly, like a month starting, month end we call it actually. So month end activities we call it. So every month, okay, for example, we are in currently in October month. So in October first week, what they will do, the last month before October, what it is, September month, all the closings they will close on first working day or second working day in the month of next, okay, means October, okay, and they will close and they will upload all the files. If it is manually, yes, they will upload all the file in specific location, okay. Imagine we have like 5 countries, okay, 5 countries, each country have a one different operations team, okay, business operations team, and that operations team is uploading individual file in the sense US country operations team is uploading one file which is related to US, okay, UK country is uploading one operations file, okay, the actuals file which is related to UK. So like that all the 5 countries are uploading same kind of data, same kind of data means uh, schema is same, schema in the sense columns, okay, columns are same kind of data. So actual related information, okay, actual related information they are uploading in one specific folder, okay. Amrita, as I mentioned, so I'm going to share this data folder after discussing our project, okay, not now. So once we discuss the project, then I'll share this data with you guys for practice, okay. So we are working on that data only. I'll share this information, don't worry. Okay, so where we are? Yeah. So operations team is uploading the files. Okay. So each country operations team is uploading one file, and those all the files we have to combine and show the international actuals information in our report. So in that case, what you have to do, you have to load all the different files into Power BI query editor and append the data into one table, get all the data into all the file information into one table and showcase that information in front end. So that's how you have to do. So how we can do? Is it possible like each file every time I have to load and do? No, it's not required. We have a source folder option. Here we have a folder option. So let's go here and in files we have, I think so. Yeah. So here we have a folder option. Just select the folder option. Okay, select the folder option and continue. It will ask for the folder location. So browse it and let me expand this. So this is a data folder. This one I'm going to share with you guys also. Okay, expand this. So here I have an international sales folder, which is contain all the countries information in each file. All the countries in the sense six, I think, 6 countries data we have here. Okay, so selected the folder, click on OK. I'm not providing here the file information. I'm just giving the folder details. Okay, click on OK. See, here it is showing Australia CSV, Canada CSV, Germany CSV, Japan CSV, Mexico CSV, Nigeria CSV means, so each country have a one CSV file. Okay, so before loading this data, what you have to check? You have to check format is in the same way or not. So format in the sense number of columns and order of the column should be same. If you are working these kind of data, number of columns and order of the column should be same and column name should be same. Okay, so these are all rules for appending. We'll discuss this again when we are talking about to merge and append. Okay, so number of the columns, order of the columns and data types of the column should be same. Okay, then it is very easy to append the data. Okay, similar kind of data set. When you have a similar kind of data means actual information I am getting from Australia file, actual information I am getting from Canada, which is related to Canada, which is related to Australia. Okay. So Germany file, yes, it's contain actual information which is related to Germany. Japan, yes, actual information which is related to Japan. Mexico, yes, actual information which is related to Mexico. Nigeria file, yes, it's contain Nigeria actual information. Okay, so it's same kind of data. The schema in the sense column name and data types are same. Okay, that's called schema. Metadata we call it. We call it metadata. Metadata should be same. See, the terminology should be very, very important. Okay, so by the way how we are using, the way how we are talking, the way how we are using words. So there only the people will get to know whether you guys are have experience or not. Okay, so you have to habituate the terminology. That is very, very important. Okay, so and now I just I just gave the folder and it is giving all the files which are available in that specific folder. And it is asking me to, it is giving three options here. Combine and transform data. So if you click on here, what is going to be happen? It is combining all the files, okay, and it is asking again the delimiter and all. Is it correct or not? We have to validate, okay. It picks the first file as a sample file. You can see here sample file is a first file. Means whatever columns we have, product ID, date, zip, units, whatever column names we have here. So that is going to be our main column names in our final table, which is contain all other countries data also is going to be append here. Okay, so let's click on OK. And what it will do? It will combine all the files into one. See, it did some transformations here. System automatically did some transformations here. You can see here transform file from international sales. Okay, it's created some folder here. It's created some folder here also. And it's contained the information. See, international sales. You can see the international sales and it has some information here. So if you want to see whether all the files are appended or not, let's load here, load more. Australia, Canada, Germany, Japan, Mexico, Nigeria. It means all the CSV files are get appended. Don't worry what is meant by append, what is meant by match. So we'll discuss when we talk about this information. Okay. So this is automatically system will do the append. When we have a same kind of data, we can go with this option. Okay. Otherwise manually also we can do with append option. Okay. I'll show you this option as well. I hope it is clear. I hope it is clear. And you can see here some transformations did. Some steps all automatically did by system. So this is why Power BI is very easy. System will perform half of the work on behalf of us. Okay. So I hope it is clear. I hope it is clear. So second day itself, I don't want to give a lot of stuff because definitely you guys will get the confusion. Okay. So I'll stop here. We'll talk the rest of stuff in the next session. Okay. So any questions, concerns, please raise your hands. Any questions, concerns, please raise your hands. It's just high level we are discussing. Okay, it's just high level we are discussing. So we'll talk with about this again and again. Okay, in depth. Yes, Manjunath?
I'm sorry, actually.
No
I
worries,
have,
no worries. Don't say
yeah,
sorry. See, you guys here to ask a question. I'm ready to take it questions. Okay.
okay.
Don't say sorry.
Yeah, because I keep on asking,
No,
right?
no, no,
So,
no problem. No problem. I always welcome the questions. Okay. No problem.
okay. Now it analyzes the data, right? Whatever we give the source, uh,
Yes, system will analyze the data and it will
and
perform some activities on behalf of us. We have to cross-check that activities, whether it did the right way or not. Are you expecting that or not? If it is not, you can just cancel this. See, if I cancel this, the step will go off.
okay.
Okay?
So, yeah, I have some knowledge on AI, right?
Mhm.
AI does the similar way in, mean to say, it also analyzes the data and gives the report. So both are completely different, or how it is? They
See,
work correct, or AI uses this as a in somewhere same algorithm or something. That's what I was trying to understand.
see here, it's not comes under a concept. Okay, so
Mm.
here system already prepared like this. For example, um, what it is doing, it just analyzing the data and it is doing behalf of us, like as I mentioned, promoted header. What it is, so it just check the headers. So if I go source, see this is how we have the data. Okay. And what it did, it just navigated. See, once I go through the next step, it's navigated to some file. Okay. So after that, still system analyze the data. Still, it's not the it's not in a structured way. So we have to do it some other stuff. Yes, it did the promoted header. Means it just promoted the column, the first row into headers. Is it still expected results? No, right? Is it
Mm.
right? The column names and all? That's what. So system is not doing 100% correct. Okay. So we have to cross check. Is it correct, the column names? Do we have the right column names on top?
No, no, no.
No, right? So where,
Yeah.
where the column names are starts? In which row it is starting?
Which row? In this first row, right?
See,
Third.
third row. You can see zip,
Third row.
city,
Grip.
state, region, district. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
so here on the third row, the columns are laying. Okay, so in that case, we have that's what. So system is doing not 100%. It's just performing behalf of us. But yeah, we have to cross check that. It's not doing the 100% correct. Okay, we have
Okay.
to cross check. But
Thank-
AI, it's a different concept. This is a different concept.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Yeah. All good. Cool. So I didn't see any hand raise here for the questions. So yes, I'm always ready to take a questions. So if you ask a questions, the session will be more interactive and people will know the more and more stuff. Okay. Please ask questions. I'm ready to take a questions. Okay. Don't hesitate. Okay. Yeah, that's it for the day. We'll connect on the next weekend. So next coming Saturday. Please go through with the formalities. Okay. We are going to share our new Zoom link through mails. Okay, people who are enrolled for the course, yes, we are going to share the Zoom link for them only. Okay, please go through with the process. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We'll connect on next Saturday. Cool. So thank you. Bye bye.